Dominic from Gotham Comics here. We've got the Collector Showcase, Knockout Round 1 coming to you. Dominic from Gotham Comics here. We've got the Collector Showcase. We've got 26 collectors battling for the ultimate prize of the Collector of Collectors. We've got two great collectors about to join us today. Strap in. Your vote counts. Enjoy the show. Let's welcome TC from the Long Island Comic Guys.
Hello, everyone.
TC, welcome. How we doing?
Good. How about yourself, Dom?
Bad, not bad. All right, so we went through you with the meet and greets. We got to know you a little bit on Instagram. We're now on a different platform. Why don't you give the people a little bit of who you are, what got you into the hobby, a little bit about TC.
I'm TC. I'm part of the 3 members of the Long Island Comic Guys. Pretty much doing mostly Instagram right now. For a little while, we were doing a podcast on Feed the Geeks, but we've kind of taken a little bit of a hiatus from that. It was like kind of like 10 years ago. I was always a fan of comic books and superheroes and stuff like that. I was really big into He-Man and Master Universe. And then, 10 years ago, I was like, I started reading comics on my iPad, and I was like, there's this link that popped up, like, oh, find your local comic book shop. I was like, all right, I'll go do that. And then it was a rabbit hole ever since, where, as you can see behind me, it just grew and grew, and the comics were the stars of the show for me. So it's just the community too. I love the people. I met you, a lot of the other people who are going to be in this room with us today. And it's just a lot of good people and a great community to be a part of.
Good stuff. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Good luck. Next, we want to welcome in Travis Cuina. Participated in the Collector Showcase last year, season 1.
Everybody.
Travis, how you doing today?
Yeah, good. It's a nice day in New York, so good being on with you guys today, right? With COVID and everything, it's always good having these kind of stuff and seeing people on face, right? So going well.
So we've met you for the second time. We met you last year. You went through season 1. The devastating defeat by Trader Bill Comics. We went through the meet and greets again with you. And why don't you tell this platform who you are, what got you in the hobby, a little bit about yourself before we get going.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Travis. Got into the hobby in the early 90s. I feel like most people collected with my dad when there was that real big spike, right, in collecting back in the 90s. Been collecting ever since, right? Off and on. And I would say recently, due to COVID, that's when I really got back into it. Collecting whatever I can, right? Mostly Golden Age lately, but I've been more fascinated by more of the rarities, right? Within the comic book space, rather than being, Golden Age, pulps, silver, bronze. There's a lot of rarities across, right? So, yeah, here we are. Got to meet a good community, right, during that whole time during COVID. So excited to do this for year 2.
Glad to have you. Welcome back. And as usual, good luck as we get going. Let's welcome in our statsman, Ilson Sunil from across the pond. Welcome.
Hello, my friend.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
I've added the microphone this week, Dom. This is the joy of going to YouTube, is that I've added a microphone and a ring light. We're not messing around. We're going high tech this week.
The voice sounds crisp right now.
I was tempted to plug in my microphone too. It's just more laziness than anything else.
Microphone, I'm match fit. Let's go. Let's have
it. You ready to go, right? All right. You're the stats man. Tell YouTube. IG knows what you do. Tell YouTube a little bit about yourself and what you do and the importance of your role in the show, which is fantastic.
Well, my importance is to class up the joint around you degenerates. to add a little flavor. So the books we see are on the whole unbelievable, and some of the books you will have seen before and some of them you haven't, and my job is very quickly to add a little bit of extra context to help you with your voting. So when you're deciding whether to vote for either one of the contestants tonight, I'm going to add a little bit of detail on maybe census numbers, maybe some of the availability, maybe even some pricing, who knows, but we'll add a little bit of context so you're not shooting blind with your vote, because every vote counts tonight. This is not a title that goes easily into the hands. So let's see it. And for those of you that have never seen me before, I'm Sunil, aka Ilsun. You can find me on Instagram at Ilsun_comics.
Welcome back. Glad to have you here. So now we're going to welcome in our two power judges. One is a current contestant collector this year, season 2, at Russian Max. And then we have at Black Belt Comics, Dave. So the power judges, welcome, gents. Power judges, their votes count double. So if there is a close round, they could be the decision maker. If it gets close to a tie, they could be the decision maker. So, Max, why don't you welcome yourself, introduce yourself a little bit, tell us about your hobby, what got you into this hobby, and a little story about Max.
So I'm Max at Russian Max on Instagram. A lot of friendly faces here. I honestly got into the hobby, maybe call it 5 or 6 years ago. I like having, something to collect, something to look forward to, something to invest in. And over the course of the last few years, I've made some good friends, lifelong friends, folks that I would, want to hang out with every day and talk to every day. So I'm grateful for that. I pretty much collect just sort of Golden Age books, early detectives. I think the list of books that I'm sort of targeting is down to 4 or 5 at this point. So really focused on very few books now. But I've had spats and collected Silver Age, Bronze Age. So
right.
Now at the end of the Golden Age collection.
Right. Okay. Why don't we move over to Dave at Black Belt Comics real quick. Little intro about yourself, hobby.
Yeah, so I got into collecting because of Spider-Man. Most people know that I love my Spider-Man books, especially my 9/6s. But there are a handful of books out there that I expanded to. There's some rare books that I've kind of gravitated to over the time. Our lovely co-host stole one of those from me without even having any care about the community or his friends or anything. So he's an awesome guy, and we're really grateful for all that he's done for our community and for our friendship. And, no, I'm just kidding. But I think Max said it best. Through this community, we all came together, and pretty much everybody on the screen, we're all friends. We all like to hang out, and that's all because of our love for books. So I can't wait to see what Travis has, what TC has, and hopefully what I can steal from both of them.
All right. Thanks. Glad to hear, Dave. Why don't we get this thing rolling? And before we move on, I want to welcome in the background, or thank in the background, Phil, One True Nerd King, for producing this thing and getting us off the ground and helping us launch this into a new platform where this deserves to be, where people can sit back, relax, watch it on the big screen, and enjoy and get a real good experience seeing these great books. Thank you, Phil. You're the best, man. Appreciate your time. All right. Housekeeping. Simple rules. There are 6 rounds, 6 books, graded or raw. We interchange between rounds, so each collector has their chance to go. In case of a tiebreaker, 7th book will be shown simultaneously at the same time, so no one has an advantage over one another. Why don't we kick this off and get TC to start round 1.
All right. Well, after the preliminary rounds, it seemed that I chose too low end of books. So I don't have a lot of Golden Age books, but I know that seems to be the favorite of a lot of the community members here. So one of my favorites that I do have is this bad boy right here. Let's see if I can get it without the glare. It's a Superman 11, 5.5. I love this cover with him breaking through the chains there. It's just a classic, iconic cover. I think I have like one of the inspirations for it. I know Neil Adams probably used this cover to kind of inspire his for sure. I do have some of the stats, but I don't want to take that away from Sunil because I know that's why he's here. But last time I looked, there was only 200 of these on the census, only 19 in this grade. So, not a ton of them out there, but just a great book.
That's a great first round offering there, TC. Nice book. Love that yellow cover. Love those early Supermans. Travis, get ready to kick it off. What is your counter?
All right, I'll counter with something similar. I'm mainly a Golden Age guy, but I'm gonna try to mix it up because I don't know, Dom. I wanted to ask you this too on what you think. Like going from season 1 to season 2, like. What are you looking for? Is it rarity? Is it like a key? Is it a first appearance, right? Like what gets your vote, right? Or anybody else's vote here, right? That's always like the thing I was trying to figure out from season 1 to season 2. You know what I mean?
To me, I think it's what.
Wait, is this allowed? Is he allowed to like ask the judge what he wants? I think he just needs to put up a book.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Hey, okay. I just,
Wow.
could have asked this before, but let me go with this then.
Oh,
I saw that.
I'll go with a World's Finest Comics number 3. It's from 1941, and it's the origin and first appearance of Scarecrow. So, I think even a bigger book because it is a 5.0. There's not much of these like in like 5.0 or higher. So, and it's this. If you can see, it's definitely one of those like thicker spines. So I feel like these are just hard to find in general. It's the first appearance of Scarecrow, origin and first appearance from 1941. So I think super rare book. I don't know the exact numbers. Maybe Sunil can drop us on that. And like, I don't know how many are available with like 5.0 or above, right?
is that a thick boy?
Yeah, thick boy. I think all these World's Finest are
They
thicker.
are.
I think up to a certain point, right?
Cool. All right. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Chat, is your opportunity to vote for your favorite book or what, grabs your fancy. TC's Superman, fantastic yellow cover, or Travis's World's Finest Comics.
I think like 100 and under total for this one, and I'm not too sure like 5.0 and above, right? So
Yeah. Okay, let's not speculate on the numbers because that's the road to ruin. I'll give you the numbers. 122 on the World's Finest. 122 in total. It is World's Finest number 3, but actually in reality it's number 2 because there is no number 1 officially on that World's Finest title. There's a World's Best that predates it. As Travis says, 5, there are 11 copies on the census in a 5. And when you're talking above that, I'm going to do a quick bit of maths, 24, 29. There are only 36 copies higher on the census than the one that Travis has just shown.
Right.
That is a monster book and a very, very high grade for a book. As he describes there, the spine on that is problematic. It's hard to keep that in a really good place. So, yeah, that is an absolute beauty. Moving on to the Superman 11, I'll have to admit I've caused a problem here in that the census numbers have changed because there's now 201 rather than 200 because the 201st one is mine, which has been graded this week. I've yet to see the grade on where it appears on the census, but my previously 6.5 has been pressed and regraded. So we're about to find out whether I've hit the magic 7 or not. There are a total 201, as I said there. A 5.5 is absolutely in the upper echelons for that book. Having a quick look, there is at least 100 lower the grade than that. with not many above it. There is, unbelievably, there's 2 9.4s on it.
Wow.
Jesus.
We are talking about a very, very rare book on that. And of course, it's a Fred Ray cover, who is absolutely wonderful. That era of Superman books is the true classics.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
While everyone's voting, I think Travis does have an interesting question, though. He shouldn't be asking it before he shows his book. but I think Travis's question is a good question on what people are looking for, and I think this is a really good example of his question. You have 2 books that are just iconic, but one is a first appearance, and one, I mean, as far as I'm aware, the book that TC has, there's no first appearance in that. Am I right?
No.
And
It's
I
the
think
half-page ad for All Flash Quarterly #1, though.
oh, there you go.
That ad.
But I think that in this case, it's just what appeals to you. I mean, for me, in this case, it's which one do I think is cooler, in my opinion. I mean, they're both cool books, though. So I mean, I think it's subjective to answer that question, Travis. I think for everybody, it's hard because you're comparing, especially when you get modern books against like Golden Age.
I don't think there is a right answer, right? And there's not supposed to be a right answer. It's really just what appeals to the audience, to the crowd on a personal level. And it could be, the rarest Golden Age book losing to the most modern common book. It just, if that's what the audience likes, that's what it is. If there was a clear answer, then everybody would just show the same 10 books. So.
Yeah, there is no right answer, wrong answer here. It's what gravitates you to the hobby. Are you a scarce collector, rarity? Are you a Golden Age, Silver Age, modern, variants, first appearances only? Are you a 0.5 graded collector? No matter what it is, you just like that grade. To me, this is all about the comic book hobby in itself and what people collect, what they gravitate to, and showcasing your collections, your personal collections, is again the ultimate display of being in this community, in this hobby. So there is no right or wrong answer. It's just what pulls at your strings. So let's right now. We're going to need the power judges to vote. Cast your vote. Who takes round 1?
How do we vote? Are we just voting on here? Because I can't get to that poll.
Yep, you vote.
I can't get to the poll either. What's the score right now, Dom?
It's tied up.
Okay, of course.
It's tied. So.
All right, Max. I'll let you get the first vote on this one.
You go first. D goes before.
I'm gonna vote for The World's Finest because I just think it's for me. On this one. I'm going with the first appearance of Scarecrow. It's always been a villain that I kind of thought was an awesome character, and that's for me where it's going on this one. Even though both, I think, comic cover wise, TC's is a cooler cover, but on this one, I'm going with the character in the book. So, World's Finest gets my vote.
Okay. All right, Max.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree with David's analysis there. I mean, again, I'm voting kind of as if I was an audience member. I would skew to The World's Finest also, because I think the cover is particularly cool. I think it's kind of campy and a little bit lame, and the Superman cover is cooler. I just think that it has a little bit more historical significance, being the first appearance of such a major iconic villain. I also think that, that in that 5.0 grade, that's pretty high for that book. Again, because it's a square bound book, and usually they're pretty beat. So I think it's close, but I would go towards The World's Finest, like David did.
Okay.
I will say that I really love how the yellow really pops on TCs, because you don't get to see that. Those are a lot of time when you see those books, the colors are faded, and kudos to TC. The colors on that book.
It's going to get better soon. I have someone who's going to be looking at it.
What?
So
Dom, what was the total votes? The total votes in the poll.
You were 6-all in the vote
Yeah, we can't see it.
on the straw poll. 6-all.
Lots of people, huh?
First one would
There
again.
were
This could be
12 votes altogether. 12 people voted, and it was 6-all. So 6 each.
That World's Finest is awesome. If Batman and Robin weren't on it, it'd be a great book.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. Travis has tried to sell it twice this week.
3 times. No.
So
it's available now. No, I'm just kidding though.
all right.
For
Round
the
one is
low price, it could be yours.
Travis Sweet that takes round one. No one else. For the
If it was a low price, David, I would have bought it already this week.
other. You can get that for a low price.
Wait, Sunil. I want to know. Will you offer $25 less on it?
Yeah. By the way, Dom, sorry to throw you off because I know you're moving us into round 2. Normally, you tell us about the fabulous prizes that are on offer for the winner of this competition. And I wanted to add this week's book to the prize collection. I know you're all going to be delighted, but this week I will be adding to the pile a very rare Shadow Man 12.
Nice, very nice. A lot of class there.
It's got a wonderful tape pull on the back cover. That it wasn't me that did it this week. Honestly.
Fantastic. That's great.
For the winner of the Collector Supreme, when they get told to, you've got the biggest books.
Yeah. So at
Shadow
the
Man
end,
12.
at the end, about 30 weeks from now, we'll end up crowning
30 weeks.
right, and we do get to give that winner a custom wrestling belt, championship wrestling belt. It'll be engraved. All the works. It's like 12 pounds. It's the real deal. One of the greats in the community, Lino from Nickel and Dime Collectibles, has donated this and this to the prize pool.
Cool.
So along with the belt, they're going to be getting this and whatever slop Sunil sends over.
The box is getting so heavy. It's unbelievable. There's so many bad books in one.
Right. Here's everyone's opportunity to get rid of their slop.
I'm going to dilute someone's collection with this.
Great way to pass it on. Hey, congrats. Here you go. Also today, we're going to be giving away 2 slabs if someone in the chat gets the right answer. As we end round 2, we will ask the first trivia question and give away the first slab. So, Travis, you kick off round 2 for us.
Travis, you can sit down, man. You're nervous.
Nah, I got my camera, the tripod just. I mean, I could grab my laptop though, right? For
Too
this
late.
because we got the new setup, but
Let's just go.
Let's go.
yeah.
Don't be nervous, Travis.
I
He's
didn't know
standing.
Terry
He's
was
standing
at your
because the
place,
Yankees
Tom.
lost.
I was wondering where Terry is actually, and he's at your place, right? So I didn't know that. He's like in the background.
Boy,
I was
like
confused.
that.
I've got to be honest, Travis. I'm with you. Thierry's voice is now just this thing that appears in the air.
Yeah, I was like, what
So
the hell? Where is he coming from? Like,
I'm slightly worried that Dom has dismembered him, and he's just a voice box now, just rattling around.
Shots from an off-screen voice.
It is enough.
Travis, show your book.
all right, this one may be going to a new home. We'll see if it goes through. So, but until then, I still own the book, right? And
You own the book.
I always like coming out with a bang. I think going back to last year, I always came out with my best book on the first round. So right now, this is my best book, right? Detective Comics 31. I don't know why, but this is my favorite cover of all time, or one of my top 5. Let's just say that. And it's a blue label from 1939. Your classic Batman, overlooking the castle. I mean, just a gem, right, of its time. So why not? Let's just show this now. I always like coming out strong on, my first play here.
Jeez. God damn.
Sure.
Travis just basically said, "TC, go bite me."
Yeah, I mean, Oh,
So clean.
I was gonna save the Detective 27 until later on.
Yeah.
I'll go get that now. But
By the way, I don't think that's the last time we see that book in this competition.
you guys should write down the code for later on if it shows up.
No,
Hey, wait,
it's
wait,
in the
what?
rules. It's in the rules. You can play the if somebody else buys the book, they can play it again. We had this last year.
What's up,
I mean, I have another book. I'll show it, but
TC's coming out with Darkhawk 1.
yeah, I wish I would have swapped to that at this point. But I mean, this is what I'm going with next. I mean, it's going to follow a specific theme, but you know,
Is the theme losing?
ASM 470, not quite that book, but.
Nice book, man. That's 7.0. That's a great grade on that book. You know, that's very that book, that cover, that red. That's awesome. Very nice.
Yeah.
And it's a Gen 2 label, too. You could crack it and press it.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's fantastic. All right, we got two big books. First Sandman, and then you got the iconic Detective Comics 31 with Travis. Chat, your opportunity to vote round 2.
Damn,
Who takes it? Yeah, it's a big Spidey book, man.
No,
Right,
leave that back, man.
let's dig into some numbers. On the Amazing Spider-Man 4, that is, I mean, it's a beautiful copy. The reds on that are absolutely crazy. Like that is a beautiful copy of the book. There are 2,616 on the census in a blue label. When you get up to a 7.0, there are only 103 of those. And then above that, there is, having a quick look at it now, 140, 220, 240. There are 230, only 230 copies in the world better than that. So that is a very, very high grade on that book. There are 3 in a 9.6. I mean, I got to talk some trash about the Travis book just because it got such an array. There are 59 on the census. That's it. 59. There's one signed copy. I don't know who it's signed by, but there is one verified signed copy. And 37 purples, taking us to a total of 97. A 1.5, there are 9 copies of it. There are 11 copies worse off. And would you believe there is one 8.0 in existence on that book?
Wow.
Nothing higher than that. There's an 8, there's a 7, there's a couple of 6.5s, a couple of 6s, a 5.5, and then we're into a little bit higher. The most common for that book is, in fact, Travis's 1.5. There are 9 of those in existence. But yeah, two killer books, and you know, one of the joys of moving over to YouTube is that you can see them in their full glory. And thanks to Phil, we can see them big and beautiful on this screen. So yeah, thanks for showing them. They're amazing books, and I feel like that ASM could have won any other round except this one.
Sunil, stop talking. Patrick, show that belt, please.
Oh man, I got it. So I'm late and I apologize.
Show that belt, please.
The belt is back at my house because I thought I still had 30 minutes.
It's okay.
So like
next
my
weekend.
bad.
Next week.
Patrick get David's vote now?
What's up?
Does Patrick get David's vote now?
Travis could be the Pat could be the tiebreaker if needed, but all 3 of you guys can vote. No big deal. The more the merrier, right?
I don't think we need a tiebreaker in this instance.
I don't. Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. Right? But you never know. So, all right, we're gonna ask the chat to answer a trivia question. The winner will get this 9.8 Spawn 300 silver sent to them on the house. Today's trivia question is: what is Matt Baker's real first name?
Oh, come on.
First person to answer the correct question gets this book.
So, Trav, while they're waiting for the answer, I want to know, is the person that potentially is taking that book on the screen at this moment?
That's confidential unless you're on the stream. Like, you know, I don't want to discuss who got it at what price. It's, you know.
Oh, I didn't ask price. I just want to know who we may be seeing this again from.
I don't know. You know, I don't even know if they're on like the challenge. We'll see. So I guess it's
tell
a
you what,
surprise.
It's
I
not
can
me.
tell you that. I can tell you that it was during late night, during AtCon, and during our three-way bazaar that we were graciously a part of, and it went down during our segment at AtCon, which was awesome to see. And we do have an answer. Somebody did get it. We just got to find out who was first, and they're going to get that. They're going to get this Spawn 300 silver, 9.8. It was awesome to see that go down. Unbelievable. Big purchase. Congratulations to both buyer and seller on that transaction.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a fun one.
What was the answer to see if somebody won, Dom?
Clarence Matt Baker.
Thomas Hickey. Thomas Hickey was the first one with Clarence.
All right, Thomas. Thomas, if you're
These
on,
screens are small. Is Max wearing a unitard?
A unitard.
Max is going wife beater mode.
Are you going to a ballet recital?
Yeah.
Or
This is great.
Yeah.
All right.
sorry,
Sounds like Patrick's jealous.
All right.
I'm super jealous.
What do we
can't
got?
pull that
What do we got for the straw poll? What's the straw poll say for votes? Do we have to count them?
We are 11 votes. We are 10-1 in favor of Travis.
All right.
19
Do we know who voted the one? I just want to know.
somebody in chat a minute ago said somebody's mum appears to have voted in this round.
I tried to help you, TC. I tried. I swear, brother. I got you, man. I got your back. We got history, man. I was in there.
Hey, so before we move on to round 3, who's going to Chicago C2E2?
I think it's still TBD.
I was thinking about it. If you guys are going, I mean, if people are going, I'll go to meet up with you guys.
I'm gonna be there, Dom. I'll be there, bro. I'll be there.
I'm
When you
going.
coming back, Dom?
I'm coming back
That'd
Sunday afternoon. So I fly in Friday morning. Allows me enough time to get to the hotel and then boogie down to McCormick
Are
Place.
you setting up or anything like that, or just walking?
I'm just gonna go bust people's chops and be aggravating and obnoxious and
Shooting
annoying.
shit.
That's why I'm not telling you where I'm staying, Dom.
I'm gonna go to Wall Street. I'm gonna see some strippers. I'm gonna have a good stay. I'm gonna get drunk.
Listen, is that dog goes behind me?
It's
You
gonna
talking
be a
about?
Oh my!
Don't see the strippers at the same place you get the steak. That's the best advice I can give you.
Don't eat where people strip. Come
So
on.
Travis should come. Max should join
Sure.
us. Patrick should be there.
Who's there?
Patrick, you going?
Where is it?
Chicago.
Oh, when?
31st to the
Couple
2nd.
weeks, right? Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of time.
I
Plenty of
might
time.
be able
Good
to
deals
go.
out there. There's good deals going on. Flights are cheap. You can get a bundle, stay at the Lowe's, fly in on United.
And don't got a double.
Man, I'm in
double-
Michigan. I'm just taking a train, bro. It's like $60 round trip. It's nice.
How long is the train ride?
And unlimited bags, dude. You get like it's stupid. As many bags as you want, round trip. I'm from Grand Rapids, Max, but it's about I think like a 2-hour train overall because it's got stops. But yeah, at any rate, if you're around the areas, trains aren't bad either.
From Boston to Chicago is not a bad
Is it
flight.
like a real train or like an above ground subway?
Like a Charlie.
It's one of those.
It's Amtrak. It's a real train.
Fuck yeah. I want to go on a train.
They got trains from Arizona.
No, he said Michigan. Grand Rapids.
I'm pretty sure they're both trains, though. I think the ones that go above are still actual trains.
I've taken trains
Yeah, but I'm
across
picturing
the
like
US
the
before.
locomotives.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I don't
Like,
think they do those anymore. There's no coal.
there's views you see on trains that you never see anywhere else. Because they're going through mountains, around sides. It's honestly the most scenic trip you'll ever take.
How long is it?
It depends on where you're coming from, but I know I went from Chicago to DC in about 7 hours, 8 hours, and it was just beautiful. Like going through the different mountain ranges and stuff. It was sweet going through the Appalachian Trail area, and yeah, it was cool.
Nice.
Food for thought. Food for thought.
All right, let's kick it off. Round 3. PC, start us
All
off.
right. Well, I'm gonna stay with a very similar theme. So here we go. Round 3.
That is one of my favorite Spidey books right there. Awesome. Nice job. First Goblin,
5, huh?
6'5". Was that off white to white?
Yeah, it's off white to white. I've got a specialist going to be looking at it next week. That and the Superman. I think there's room to improve on those two.
Very nice. All right. First offering, third offering from TC, ASM 14, First Goblin, Green Goblin, 6'5", off white to white. Nice book. Color's still popping.
Beautiful.
That's really nice. Sharp. All right. So this book has always gotten, you either hate it. There's no in between with this book. You either hate it or you love it. I'm on the latter. I love this book. I love this cover. It just has a lot going on. The colors, the Hulk on the bottom. It's one of my favorite ASM books. So,
Hulk on the bottom. Look at
Color looks super rich. It's like very saturated, the reds on that book. I don't know if I think that's how it looks on camera anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks
I mean,
really bright.
the reds do pop on it for sure. I don't know. The camera might help it just a little bit, but the reds are really rich on this copy. That's part of the reason I actually got it. So Matt from the team, I actually got this from him. He upgraded his to like a 7.0. So he had 2, and I was like, I want that one. So it went as soon as he got the new one. I took this one, and it was a really nice looking copy. So it stayed in the family.
That's awesome. Nice book.
TC,
All right, Travis.
what's the page quality on it?
It's off white to white.
Wow.
I try to keep it to within that. I think I only have one that is cream, but I try to stay between off white to white, if not white.
Nice looking book, man. Awesome. All right, Travis, what's your count of round 3? What do you got?
All right, I got a few to choose
Only a
from, but
Batman one.
I want to show like a little more depth, I would say, because I think last year I showed a lot of Golden Age, but I think, that's why I asked you guys earlier, right? Like, what do you guys value most? Is it like a first appearance? Is it like a low census run? Is it, what is it, right? And so for me, it's the person that has like depth, right, in rare books, like across all spectrums, right? And I don't think we ever saw this one before, and it's not from the Golden Age. We may have saw it before, but not in this form here. So I'm gonna go with this here. I'm gonna go with a treasure.
No!
Superman Ali, Neil Adams gem, right? But this one is signed by Muhammad Ali
Oh, come
right
on.
here. And I got the COA right here.
Come
I got the COA and everything. And
All right.
I just want to show my depth. And like, I don't just collect Golden Age. I like the signature series stuff. And I don't think we ever saw this one on like an elite sale or on any sale, right? And this one is, I wanted to point it out again, signed by Muhammad Ali. He's not signing anymore, right, in the near future. And I'd say it's about a 7.0 plus, right? It's pretty high grade.
Unless you have a shovel.
Why is it-
You gotta go.
I thought I saw him at Comic-Con.
Yeah. But I got the COA, right? It's from the Muhammad Ali collection, so they verified it and everything. So it's legit, and there's his signature right there.
That's awesome.
Damn.
So I wanted to change it up, not just be a Golden Age guy. I want to show I collect other stuff as well, right?
That's nice, man. That's nice.
I have one of those, not signed by Muhammad Ali though.
Very nice.
I do
Neil
too.
Adams gem too as well, right? Just
Yeah. My dad's my dad was a boxer. He's a huge Ali fan. I'm gonna take that for him.
That's real nice. That's a nice book. All right, round 3. Chat, who takes it? Travis with that Muhammad Ali signed monster book. Well, you don't see that every day. Or TC's fantastic ASM
Nice,
14,
Travis.
really rich colors, just popping.
Hey, Sunil, what are the stats
What's
on
the-
that Muhammad Ali book?
Well, because it's
How many times?
well, it's a treasury book, so there is no census for it. Sadly, I can't give you any sort of statistic on it or how many are from the Muhammad Ali collection. I can tell you for this, I've never seen one before. That is quite the thing. What I can tell you on the Amazing Spider-Man is that is
Pulling through.
4,141 on the census. When you are talking about that sort of grade in a 6.5, it is very, very much the upper echelons of that book. That is a tasty book in a 6.5. There is probably only 1,000 copies ahead of that. No, maybe less. Actually, no. Hang on, I'm gonna retract that. 700 copies higher. There is one lone 9.8 for that. But that copy looks absolutely beautiful, and as we've already discussed, the reds and the yellows on that absolutely pop. So, first Green Goblin versus the Treasury from 1978, signed by Muhammad Ali.
I saw a comment in the comment section about Christopher Reeve signing. Can Christopher Reeve still sign it as well, along with if anybody wants to get a Muhammad Ali?
Travis, can Christopher Reeve sign it?
I mean, like,
What a dynamic duo.
man. I mean, that'd have been awesome if Christopher Reeves, Neil Adams, and Ali signed this. I mean, that would have been a gem, right?
That would be truly amazing.
It would have been awesome.
Thomas.
Yes.
Travis is going to pull it off to the side and quickly sign Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dean Kane is available if you want to get his
Yeah.
signature. I see
I
he
think
does a lot of the marts.
I think Henry Cavill's available right now.
Nah, I'm more of a Dean Kane Superman guy. So.
He needs work.
I got offered a mislabeled Superman #1. So it was a Superman #1. It was obviously a reprint, but CGC had messed it up and had put 1938 on the label. And Henry Cavill had signed it. And I was tempted to buy it just for the CGC error on the label, but the dude wanted $700, and I was like, nah, it's not that funny a joke.
But it was a reprint.
Yeah, it was a reprint. The CGC had it on the thing. So actually, I don't even know if the census is out, but they'd put on the thing, whatever it is, 1939, not 1938. They'd put the original date and no mention of the reprint. But Henry Cavill signed yellow label.
That's funny.
I think our votes might
So, do we vote?
Change this.
Well, there's a lot of green. What's this? I can't even tell what the poll is right now.
TC's beating his ass. That's what that means.
Yeah. So why do you think, David, that judges are going to be the tiebreaker?
Oh, I thought it was the other way. It's hard to see.
Yeah, I know. TC is crushing them right now. So
Yeah, it's 81% for TC at the moment.
Damn it.
Yeah. So Dom, when do judges only vote when it's a tie? Is that right?
no, you guys, if you feel necessary to catapult TC in this round, cast your vote, please.
But TC's winning this round.
Correct.
So when you say catapult, you mean
Yeah.
If you like
Basically,
you can
If
knock out
you
TC.
prefer to vote for
Demonstratively smash.
Like we can out.
Yeah, they can all vote with 2 votes right now, and TC will still win. If they all voted for Travis
want,
right now,
like-
getting 2 votes each, TC still has.
right? Same.
So again, if you want to vote, vote. If not,
Well, I'm voting for TC. So
there you go.
I think they're just going after Travis right now.
They go after Travis.
I'm surprised this one didn't do better. Rare, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
Travis.
gonna be honest. I still want it, Travis.
Yeah.
so-
I would still put an offer in for it as well.
I'll give you
I'm
$20
gonna-
for it right now, Travis. $20.
I'll go 25.
I got
All right.
30.
Dude, stop sniping me every single time. We
I'm
all
gonna
know about
hedge
you.
my
Dude.
bets
We all
that-
know about you.
Round 3 in the books. Travis, kick us off for round 4. I would talk about The Last of Us, but Thierry's here and he gets very offended when we talk about.
No, it's okay. No more.
Is Thierry conscious right now, or is he
One
like
of the
passing out?
I still haven't
right?
seen a single minute.
No, me neither.
Best shows.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Right.
I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I see.
Let me go with this for what is this, round 4?
Round 4.
So I'll go back to the golden age, but in a different sense. So I'll throw up this famous Fantastic Mysteries pulp. It's a super rare pulp, but check out this cover. It's a skull cover, which, you know, obviously the skull pulps have been super hot these days.
Oh
But it's
wow.
like created of these like dead bodies. If you look in there, so the skull is made by like dead bodies wrapped in here. And I guess what else I like about it, there's a Bram Stoker short story in that as well. So obviously Bram Stoker is like creator of the Dracula novel, right? So I wanted to, again, like I said, bring something different to the table. It's a good mid-grade. So I got this from 1946, famous Fantastic Mysteries skull cover with the Bram Stoker story there.
That's a pulp, yeah, pulp.
Yeah, it's a pulp too.
Was it a previously used Bram Stoker story?
That's dope.
Yeah, because he died in like when?
I think like the early, like maybe late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah, I think early 1900s. So they included a short story of his in here. I don't know if this story was pre-released or if, you know, this is a brand new story that wasn't released, but I just thought it was cool. It's a skull cover. These have been hot, right? As
That's
of late.
pretty cool.
So I'll do this for.
If you look at that cover, those are human bodies that make up that. skull.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really cool the way they drew that.
Yeah.
Who was the artist on that?
This is I think Herb Best. I don't know. It's a story by Herb Best.
I want to say that's Lawrence Stevens.
Lawrence Stevens. Yeah, it's a Lawrence. I was looking it up actually. It's a Lawrence, I believe. So cool cover though, right? In the end, super good. Skull with like a dead body, like that makes it up. So yeah, that's my showing for round 4.
All right.
Travis, can Bram Stoker?
Let me see
still
this
sign it?
spine.
That's great. Died 111 years ago.
Yeah, it's not long.
Right. All right.
I mean, to be fair, if anyone's going to come back from the grave to sign it, it's going to be Bram Stoker before Ali.
That's fair.
Sure.
All right, TC, kick us off. What's your offering?
All right. Well, again, it's not going to. The theme is only going to change slightly for the rest of this. So,
Did Dave give you that?
no, I got this. I got this from Reese's.
Nice. That is nice.
Years ago. It's 6-0 number 2. Just so everyone knows, full disclosure, I did finish up my Amazing Spider-Man run early last year. It was my goal. Now I was trying to get into the Golden Age, but you guys all told everybody about how cool the Golden Age was, so now it's getting harder. I was very happy with everyone ignoring the Golden Age for a while, but it seems to be popping up there again. So, you know, the story on this one, First Vulture. Cool book. This one, I feel like this was one of really the harder ones to find a nice copy on too. It's like I know that the census says differently, but it's really tough to find a nice one of this one out there in the wild.
It's a nice looking book, man. Especially that colors on that book is pops.
So in the stories, TC, he actually has wings, correct? Like,
In the story, yeah. I know. I think it's still a suit, but I think the wings might be real. There might be actual wings. I don't think it like pops out. I'll be honest, I've read actually all of Amazing Spider-Man. I don't remember the specifics on the actual suit. But it might be wings. I don't think it was like some type of like flying device, but I don't want to say for sure.
Max, you're right.
Yeah. Is that what it was? It was actual wings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were going through that was the time where they were going through all the mutations and all that stuff in the stories. The whole wings being a suit thing came later on when they started getting down the road. The ironic part is that TC talks about finishing. That was one of 2 books that I needed to finish my run. And you're right, TC. that book, and Sunil will tell us what the census says, but you just don't see ASM2s come up in that high of a grade very often. They're hard to find, even though the census, I know, and you're right, the census says a different story. It's just people don't let them go.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the real issue is, like getting someone to part with it.
Yeah.
I think you guys missed my last 2 sales. I had 2 of them for sale. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
What grade?
Coming to a sale near you.
Do you have a 7 by any chance?
I would say, and I think
Me
we
and
should
Max had the same copy last year.
we should
Right, Max?
should
That was
pop
the
up a
nicest
vote.
2 I've ever seen.
But it was a tough. That is a tough one to get in high grade. 2, 3 is tough in high grade. But like the early ones generally, the first 5, 6.
All right, Sunil, what do you got?
I love
So jumping into the stats whilst people get ready to vote. Obviously, there is no census for the famous Fantastic Mysteries, but I'll run over some of those details. That's from August 1946. The publisher Frank A. Munsey, cover art by Lawrence Stevens, with the story from Bram Stoker. 25 cents back in the day. It sure as hell is not going to cost you that now. That is a unbelievably nice book, and those, the artwork on that cover is incredible. David and TC, I'm going to disagree with you. I think the census absolutely supports what you've just said. Compared to the number 14, which had 4,500 copies, there's only 2,000 copies, 2,192 blue labels. The majority of them, vast majority of them, are below a 5. When you start getting into the 6 and above territory, it shrinks down pretty fast. So higher than the one in your hand, you're talking about under 400 copies in the world.
I think it's like 8 or 9%, maybe 10 that grade or higher.
Yeah, there's a lone 9.8 and there's 4 9.6s. But like you said, have those ever changed hands? I don't know. Like those books will be in a vault, and I don't know whether people move those books. So yeah, an absolutely incredible pair of books there. And TC, once again, whatever books you're showing, they certainly pop on the screen, because we've seen those books around, but those are nice looking copies. And Travis continues to deliver books that no one's ever seen before. I'll give you a quick check-in on the votes. They're on the screen now if you can see it, but currently 12 votes in. The TC with 8, 66% of the vote. Travis with 33% of the vote. Get your votes in now. Check out the comments on the YouTube stream, and you can hit the straw poll there. We can voting. There's no tally charts anymore. Thierry is free to enjoy the show. Get your votes in.
Yo, you know what?
That's what I'm always interested in, seeing what people like.
Whoop your ass.
Is it like a first appearance or like a rare book?
There's some JSC photos back there for whoever commented that.
I don't know what's happening with Thierry, but 2 things. One, it was strange. I was on your defense there, Thierry. I was saying you get to enjoy the show. Secondly, you would need a passport to come and whoop my ass. So that's going to be an issue.
Thierry,
Fight you.
I just want to fight him one time. Let's get him.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. You guys are getting hostile.
I'm after you.
We have unfinished business.
All right.
Hey, we're not starting the separation again, guys. We're trying to bring people together. You guys are creating a whole new war.
Oh my God.
He doesn't even get in front of the camera. He's just
I love this
the voice
show, man.
from back there too. T, get out here, man.
Now, dumb over here putting a 6-pack in front of me. I'm lit.
We drinking up.
Oh my God.
I'm having fun right now. Yo, I'm gonna pick up a case.
Hey, can somebody put the child in the corner? He needs a timeout.
I'm hosting right now. I can't go in the corner.
Fuck you in there.
Now,
first Thierry's coming to UK, and then he's coming to Jersey to whip your ass, Dan.
Right.
Yep.
Of course. Yeah.
And
Thierry.
Come on, T. I can take it.
All right. Before we wrap up round 4, the last giveaway or trivia.
Wait, do we get to vote?
Yeah, you guys can vote. Yeah, go ahead.
I
David,
vote for-
go ahead. Who takes it?
Yeah, you guys can actually be decision makers if the vote's close enough. You guys could change the momentum.
I'm voting for TC.
TC grabs that
Wow.
vote. 2 votes for TC.
I'm gonna cancel it out and vote for Travis.
Oh,
Still
Max.
10 to 8. Still 10 to 8
Nice.
TC. 10 to 8 TC.
I mean, I like what people prefer, right? Because I always I ask you guys, like, is it a first appearance or is it a super rare book or is it, a signed book, right? It's just interesting seeing what like people like, right? In the end.
Well, I can tell you in this case, Trav. For me, I'm voting for my love. I mean, for me, I hands down am jealous that TC has that book. I wish that book was in my collection. As awesome as a cover is that you have, and I really do. I think it's an incredibly cool cover because I love when people take like that shape, but they use different things to make it. And I think that's incredible that they did that all the way in the 40s. And it's an iconic cover that you don't see come up often. But in this case, for me as a Spider-Man fan, and it's just pure out of jealousy that I want that book, and I may go to Long Island and kick TC's ass and take it.
Wow. Brett's throwing
Real hostile.
shots
I
fired.
know you know karate, but I own weapons. So.
Check it out.
Yeah, I got those.
Yeah, and I
David.
need to start.
Oh, his little temper tantrum turn.
This got real American real quick.
Right?
Shut up, Dom.
This
Hi.
Sunil, I
Whoa.
associate with this man.
Blast that tally
The
ho
real
out.
American.
Peaceful.
Throw that look and
There's,
Sunil, we'll come.
there's American.
Sunil,
They all
we'll come
got
over there and
guns.
kick your butt too.
There's people talking about shooting each other over a comic book.
why-
What's
that's why-
happening?
We shoot each other for a lot less over here, bro. a lot less.
Max, what's your vote, Max?
I'm just gonna sit on him. I triple him in probably
10 to
weight.
8 right now. He's a big dude, man. TC's a big dude. So
What's
I don't
the
want
vote?
David.
All right, I'm high on mushrooms,
Are you
guys.
really?
This is tripping me
Right
out.
now,
We couldn't tell. We
Max,
couldn't tell, Patrick.
it's 10 to 8 right now, Max. So
Oh,
you have
violence.
2 votes. You could actually tie it up, Max. If you vote for Travis, it will tie it up, and it goes then to Dom or whoever Dom says with 1 vote to be the tiebreaker. But it's up
It's not
to
going to go to Thierry, right?
No,
I voted already. Fuck
he
y'all.
voted already. Fuck y'all.
so it's up to it's down to you, Max. You
Okay,
can either
well,
make it a
listen,
tie or blow
I
it
love-
up.
I voted for Travis's other book. Here, I would vote for the ASM. It's just I think that I don't collect pulps really. I think that pulps have some cool covers, of course, but I don't know that any of the people let's say not any of the people, but like 99% of the people I think have never even opened the pulp to read the long essays in the pulp. But maybe. I like ASM. I like ASM 2 in particular. I've had ASM 2. I have an ASM 2. And I think that's sort of an iconic book, iconic villain, iconic cover. So I love you, Travis, but I voted for you last time. So
Whoever
Travis-
voted for that
Travis-
ASM,
Travis Max just said, "Go take your pulp and throw it in the river."
I mean, yeah, it's interesting seeing the preferences, right? Because you got that's like the point. No one has really read the pulps. It's more for the covers, right? But if these survived all these years, right, and the rarity, and then the cover of its time, and then you have a big first appearance, right, and a high grade, but there's like 3,000 of them, so I can go on eBay and get them. So it's like seeing the preference of what you like. I mean, it's been awesome though.
It's
Well,
it's the audience. It's the audience at the end
Yeah.
of the day,
Yeah.
Trev. It's
But
because they're the ones doing the most votes.
Yeah.
It's all
Travis,
up to them.
Travis,
I
I
think-
would side with Travis. I gravitate, or I would have if I had a vote to make. my vote would have been to that fantastic.
Fantastic.
Just because, and it's got nothing to do with, ASM
I love that
versus
ASM.
pulps. It's a great looking book, but you can see that book anywhere. These books, these pulps, are any older Golden Age, Atomic Age books. You don't see them every day, and when you get them, there's just something about them that the artwork just stands out. It pops out. It's nothing you've ever really seen, So I gravitate to, to answer your question more directly, my vibe is towards this, off one-shot type stuff that you don't see every day.
To that point, though, and I think this is something that we're going to see in the next year that I think is interesting, because you say that we don't see these books very often, but
Right.
now with CGC getting ready to grade pulps, I'll be really interested to see, like Travis's book, how many of those all of a sudden pop up that we didn't know existed, or some of the other pulps that we say are rare, but people have been sitting on, and all of a sudden there's an influx of pulps into CGC, and how much will that change not only the market, but what we deem for pulps as rare ones now?
Well, yeah, and also Dom, just to be clear, if we just stretch what you said, any pulp would get the vote over any Silver Age book, let's say, right?
Yeah, no, not necessarily. I've seen some pulps, and I don't care for the covers. That cover right there, that artwork right there, to me, that pulls me in. Just the way,
Well, I think it's the fan base too. You gotta. I think you gotta play that in. Like, I think that's a great cover in terms of art. I think that art is totally superior. I think it's like, there's a reason though why like this, like an Amazing Spider-Man has 4,000 covers, even though it's it's clearly not as old as that. You're looking at the 60s. Right. But then, how many people like Spider-Man? How many people are, gravitate towards those characters? I mean, there's an argument for him to maybe be the second most popular comic book character, out there. So, I mean, like, I think the growth in the Golden Age, and, I mentioned it before, it's rising for sure. I think the pulp is probably a lot further behind it, to be honest with you. But, I think as this, kind of evolves, I think you're going to see more people in this space for sure. And then, people who are collecting that are going to get a little grumpier because of that too, because that'll obviously, increase the price level. But I mean, in terms of pure artwork, I think for sure that's a superior cover.
What year was that famous Fantastic book from?
1946.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're starting to see it now, right? A lot of people getting into pulps, Golden Age. I mean, that was kind of like me as well. I had almost all the ASMs, and then I was like, like the Golden Age caught my attention because of supply and demand, and then I shifted there, right? Because it's hard to get some of these, and I've been seeing a similar shift. And I don't know, I'm always like supply and demand. If like, something's low census, hard to get, like that's the stuff I want, right? I can always go back to the other stuff I think I collected in the past. So it's a preference, right? I think with what people like.
And I think, it depends that not everyone I think can do that too. There's a lot of people who can't get into like that market. So they kind of like, stay in their lane a little bit also. I mean, I have no interest in the pulps, the Golden Age for sure. There's Supermans and, some Batmans that I get into, but like, I'm a superhero guy. I don't really care for like the horror or the other stuff. I think it's cool. I think the artwork's incredible, but it's just not my cup of tea personally. Right. So, I get the supply and demand aspect of it. Sure, if you're like buying and selling, I think it's something to keep your mind on. But if it's for pure like personal enjoyment, I think it kind of, you can go in either way.
All right.
But okay, for instance, because Travis is talking about what people's preferences are, and there is an established market for pulps, and some of them are bloody god awful expensive. If Travis would have played the right pulp in that round, it would have had a chance of taking out your book. Like if he came
absolutely
with that first Batgirl pulp,
I would have voted for the Batgirl if he had the Batgirl on.
So would I. But like that pulp that he put there, it's actually not that rare. It's fairly generic. So it's a risky move for him to put it there. It's a cool book. but it doesn't like stop you like an ASM2. An ASM2 is a badass motherfucking book, and it's vital to the run. That pulp, it's like I can get one. I can't go on eBay and get one, Travis, but I can get one out of one of my boxes over here somewhere.
Hey, you might
Here it is, got it. But like, so like, I think
This one might be for sale
it's
too
going to
right
be
now.
interesting. To
Travis
watch
hates
the
this book now.
strategy of
He's
what
like-
to use.
Travis is throwing out
And I think this is something David was
No,
talking
it's a
about
great
when
book.
you guys
It's
first
just not going to be an ASM2.
Right. When you guys were first talking about like the strategy of this, like the first round I did this, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get some, newer books and see, and I got like absolutely burnt in the seeding round. I was like, all right, well, clearly like, some rare, like I threw some art in there, and it just was like, I was like, all right, I gotta just change directions completely. But it's I think it's personal preference at the end of the day.
I agree 100% with Patrick and everything he just said.
Yeah.
So.
I agree with that 100%. 100%. I don't think I might be wrong, because again, the pulp in the collector community on the pulp side might be bigger than I think it is, but I don't think there's going to be that much of a crazy influx of pulps. I don't know who collects them, how many people collect them still. I've gone to local comic shops. I've gone to local shops asking for pulp. None of them carry them. None of them have them.
It's hard to store.
They just don't. Again, I don't know if it's something that collectors keep them and they don't give them up for whatever reason, but I've gone hunting for them for almost 2 years now, and the only place I can get them is either eBay. It's online. Nobody local, like a shop, carries them. Like, I've never been lucky enough to find a shop that carries them. So
Yeah, but Dom, like I have friends who own stores, right? And what they've told me is they've had in like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, people bring boxes of pulps and they would never be able to sell or holding the inventory wasn't worth the cost. So they turned it away, right? So now you're going to have a situation where those same stores aren't going to turn these away because they know that there's a market and value being created for them.
I don't know if it's a Northeast thing, a Boston thing. Again, for the past 2 years, I've been looking for pulps, and I have not been able to find a pulp collection at any comic shop in the Boston area. Not one. So again, I don't know if it's a Northeast thing or the dealers in the shops are just keeping those pulps at bay, knowing that there's going to be a resurgence, and they're just going to, bank on them later. Not sure.
Travis, what does it say on your shirt?
Oh, it's a wrestling shirt.
All Elite.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this pulp is like $50, so you earned like a big ASM book on it. So
Basically what Travis is saying is that he gave you one TC.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he did. I mean, he pulled out the detective before. I was like, I'm just gonna sign off now. Everything was gonna be in that genre, and I was just like, well, I mean, I figured this was gonna be a tough run. I know the kind of books that he has, and I was like, well, I had a good run.
This is poised for an upset right now. We're 2-2 tied. 2-2 tied. We got 2 rounds to go with a potential tiebreaker going, and this may be a massive upset for Travis.
No.
I think that's
sure.
He's
Literally
the biggest jinx you could have ever said. That's like when you hear like, oh yeah, he really can't drop this ball or miss this free throw.
Shouldn't it be the lowest seed though?
We're 1 inning away from a no-hitter.
Yeah,
Travis.
All right, great.
Travis.
I mean, you're a Boston guy. You can't say stuff.
I should have been the lowest seed in this.
Like, imagine Bill Buckner let this ball go through his legs right now.
Yo, is there more of these things?
Yeah, there's right there. Take mine. Drink mine.
I will gladly.
Go ahead,
yours.
T's getting smashed.
Yes.
All right. TC takes round 4 to tie it up 2-2. Going into round 5. TC, you get to kick us off. What do you got?
All right. Well, again, you're not going to be surprised with where I go with this. This is the highest early book that I have, highest graded early book. This is a recent upgrade. This is ASM 15 First Craven in an 8.5. I generally like to keep most of my ASMs, the early ones, in the 7.0. I'm still working on a few.
That is sweet.
But this one is a off-white to white. I know it's an older label. I don't know if I want to risk the the potential bump to a 9.0. I know that would be pretty cool, but I'm happy with where it is right now.
It's a great book.
Yeah, I
man.
love
Great
that
grade.
label.
That's a great grade right there. Page quality,
It's off-white to white.
off white to white. Awesome.
Yeah, I hate when you get up into like that 8.5 range. I feel like personally, and I know this isn't the rule, anything below an 8.5, if it shouldn't be an 8.5 or higher if the page quality isn't white, in my personal opinion. But
That's harsh. That's really harsh.
it is harsh. It is harsh.
Then there would be
I
no
get, like,
golden
Golden
age.
Age
There would
books.
be no golden age books that are over.
Yeah,
like,
that's
8.5.
true. That's true. I get for the golden age books, you can't do that. So maybe for the sober, make that the rule.
I believe Travis gonna show an ASM book because ASM getting all the love today.
All right, we'll see what Travis has. Travis, what's your comment? Awesome
Yeah.
ASM.
I mean, I don't have any
Now we're gonna
ASMs.
see the Batman one.
That is amazing.
It's a beautiful
I don't have
book.
any ASMs. I used to before, right? So collecting priority shifted, but I'm gonna show a golden age. I'm gonna go back to like books I love to collect.
Yeah.
And this is a rare one, but it's one of the best in the run. In this run, it's hard to say which book is the best, but it's a rare one. And if you look at books like in this whole run,
Ooh.
this is like one of the best covers. Cap America Comics 27, a gem of a book. I'm like, again, my favorite cover in the run, just because honestly, like I couldn't afford these books in COVID, and then I bought a 9.8. It was a recreation. I forget which Cap, but it's Cap in it's a recreation though of this cover. So this is my time to like own it. I found one in a grade I could afford. And I mentioned this before, but this is like the turn of the war. Just a little story. It's like when the Allies were pushing the Nazis back, like right after Stalingrad. So kind of a monumental cover as well on top of that. So Cap 27, Alex Schomburg, just fucking gem of a book here.
Sure is, man. That's awesome. That is sexy, sexy, sexy.
Sexy, yeah.
Beautiful book. That's great. That's gorgeous.
Is that somebody riding that motorcycle with him?
Yeah,
that's Bucky.
That's Bucky.
Russian tank.
That's Bucky, man. That is Bucky right there. All right. Right off. Travis is only going to get past, if any round, will be round one because he's unloading all his big books, busting his nut out to beat TC. TC putting the screws to him.
TC only using Spidey.
TC putting the screws to Travis.
TC not even trying right now.
TC's not even taking a sweat, man.
Yep.
He's
It's
just
a
putting the
Spidey
screws
works.
to him.
Let's get it. Gee, that's a nice book.
All right, Jeff. Who takes round 5? The Captain America or the First Craven with TC, ASM 15s, Captain America 27, 26?
27. Yeah, 27. Classic Schomburg cover. Low census run, right? I think maybe 60 and under on these, right? These are hard to get.
Yeah.
Sunil, stats.
Stats. I'm just going to mention to Phil before we do the stats that I think you've posted the straw poll for round 4, so people still need the round 5 one when you get second. So stats wise, the ASM, we'll start with that. There are a total of 3,000 on the census, which is 1,000 less than the Green Goblin book we looked at a minute ago. So a considerable amount less. 8.5. Of that 3,000, there are only 130 copies better than that one.
Good for you, TC.
That is very, very high. There's 108 in an 8.5, there's 65 in a 9.0. I would not risk it to bump that book. There are 2 in a 9.8. That is a wonderful, wonderful book. The Captain America Comics 27 is, of course, the other end of the spectrum. There are only 64 copies of that on the census. There are 2 yellow label in a 2.0 signed books. I don't know who they're signed by. There are 4 in the same copy as Travis has got in a 2.5, with the highest on the census and an unbelievable 2 in 9.0. But of 64 books, Travis has one that is in the upper 50, shall we say, in existence. That is a hell of a book.
Amazing book.
Sorry, what was that, T?
Called you the weatherman.
He's absolutely incoherent.
I'm predicting some showers ahead.
Somebody's going to mute that one. Do.
Somebody's got knocked out.
That's yeah. Yeah, there you go. All right.
I got it.
Okay, that's significantly better. I can hear it now.
It was Max.
Yeah. He called you the weatherman.
That reference is so lost on me. I've got absolutely no idea what he's talking about.
I think
That's why you don't
I
know.
think this round is pretty decisive, don't you?
It is. Yeah. All right. Well, TC just got another vote. Okay. What do we got?
So
10 to
someone was
12.
asking for original art. So there was something pretty cool that I thought I would share. I think I showed some of you guys at New York Comic Con. So this is like a jam piece I had done by all these like different artists. Oh, it's upside down.
That's great, man. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
great jam piece. Yep.
That is
So sick.
That's sick, dude.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the cover
That is
by
absolutely
our buddy
sick.
Freeze that he did for Unknown Comics.
sweet.
Super sweet. All right. Okay, we're gonna call it round 5 in the books. Travis Kawina takes round 5. That was a nasty play by
That's a
Travis,
nice
pulling
cap.
out that cap 27.
Travis playing dirty.
He playing to win. Playing to win.
You know, I was trying to diversify it because I thought this year is like, oh, you know, the diversity, it matters, not just. But I'm gonna stay in my lane now, and like what I've been like, what I'm been collecting for, right? And I think a lot of people know me for, so that's why I pulled that one out there.
Patrick was super high, microdosing on mushrooms, so I think he had to spin out for a little bit. There he is. Are you okay, Patrick? Are you okay?
Hey, Patrick.
How you doing, man?
Patrick gave himself a timeout.
You okay?
Patrick gave himself a timeout. He's like, I need a breather. Bastards.
Hey, Patrick. Open your eyes.
You okay, man? How many
Blink
fingers?
once if you're okay.
How many fingers?
That's a nice
Patrick, give him the right finger, not this one.
That's great, man. I love it. All right. Round 6. Before we get to round 6, we got the final giveaway. Trivia question to the chat. They get this 9-6.
Where's that? 3 jokers?
The 3 jokers, yes.
All
All right. First person to answer in the chat. Who won Collector Showcase Season 1? First person to get it right wins this book on me. Round 6, we're going to kick it off. Travis Kawina, start us up.
Damn, comics and chaos.
Or is it me?
You kick us off, man. Round
All right.
6.
Like I said, I'm gonna stay in my lane, and you guys know me from last year. These have been my books, right? Like Golden Age, World War II, or like, you know, Batman, Detective. So I'm gonna pull out one of my favorite covers here as well. Low Census Run, Marvel Mystery Comics 21, and this is there's about 3 covers in the run that
Save some for second round.
oh don't worry, I'm ready for the long run here, but this is one of these cool like Nazi experimental covers. There's some in the covers that just kind of war covers, but this is one of the more rare cool covers. Check this submarine out though. This is from what, 1941.
That is nice.
Buying this off the rack like in 1941 is just a gem. You don't even see covers like this today, right? That are this creative in art. But there's a few in the run that has this Nazi like experimental type covers, and this is one of them. Look at the colors on this. It's an Alex Schomburg masterpiece, but it's also a Stan Lee story, and then it has Jack Kirby and Joel Simon art. So like you're getting like the best of the best, right, in this book here. Schomburg, Kirby, Stan Lee, Simon. I mean, you name it, and you get this cover as well. So let's go.
The colors on it are super
Let's
bright.
go, he says. He says, let's go.
Wow, he said, what's gonna beat me?
He throws out that challenge.
Wow,
Woo-hoo!
Hey, Dom, what was it like buying that cover off the rack?
Yeah.
Wow.
You gotta ask Ali from Elite Comics. He'll know. This is his
It felt great, yo.
Fighting
10
words,
cents, baby.
DC
10
fighting
cents.
words.
I have to say, Travis has not taken well to losing 2 of these rounds.
No.
he's really decided. He's got somewhere to go. I mean, he's off out on a Saturday night. This guy's like, I haven't got time for a round 7. I'm finishing this tonight.
TC, you better show the best book you have in your collection.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know if this is the best book in my collection. I guess it depends how you define that. It's not an ASM book, so I am going to switch it up. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But I'm going to go with this one here. My favorite X-Men. Actually, so it's probably not as cool artistically as that one, but it's a 9/0 white second appearance of Wolverine.
That's a nice grade right there, man.
Yeah, this is the one I've wanted for a while. I got this a few years ago, and
Isn't that first
against that?
Wow, that is a hell of a book.
That's
his
grade.
second appearance.
White pages.
Yeah,
first cover appearance.
White pages.
The white pages, yeah.
Come on, book, man. That's a great book. That's a great grade in that book. Love to see that. All right, TC ain't going down without a fight. Chat, who takes round 6?
Somebody said white pages?
White pages. Help 181 90 from TC. White
Come
pages.
on.
Beautiful looking book. Everything's popping on
What
that
the
book.
hell, man?
Or Travis's.
Damn, Travis. You had
What's the
this-
census? We need
Professor Sunil.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's start.
We don't need the census. They're just kidding.
Yeah, well, well, no, we do. Like a little bit of context. You know, the poll is open in the YouTube comments. Get voting. Incredible Hulk 181 1974. There are. I think this is one of the more slabbed books in the census.
45 outside
So,
looks like,
what-
feels like 20.
13,229 on the census, 1,419 signed copies. When you talk about a 9.0, it's obviously very, very high. There are, just having a look quickly here, there is 1,600 higher. There is a 9.9 available, but there are 986 9.0 blue label. Of course, a lot of those will not be white pages. But you are talking about a relatively common book, but that is an unbelievably high grade and a beautiful book. The Marvel Mystery Comics, number 21, 1941. Travis already explained the significance of that time period, but there are 43 on the CGC census. I know that's a CBCS book, but yeah, that is a very, very rare book in terms of slabbing. Travis, it was a 2.5, was it?
3-0.
3-0. Okay. So on the CGC census, there are 7 copies in lower grade. Bear in mind, that's 7.
CBCS, yeah, CBCS.
Yep, Patrick, you're echoing horribly. That is 7 out of 43. So that's still very, very impressive. Impressive, even in a 3.0, that book even exists.
Yeah, and it's like Alex, like I said, Schomburg. You got Stan Lee stories. You got Jack Kirby, Joel Simon art, right, on this. And it's like, holy shit, right, of a cover one. But you have all of the best, like, that is in this book as well. So one of my favorite covers, definitely, for sure.
Trav, what's the year on that?
1941.
Wow.
So July of 1941, pre-U.S. war, right? So kind of like, ties into the time, because at that time the Nazis were like steamrolling right through all of Europe, and so I guess this is a demonstration of it right in the end. So yeah, phenomenal book, I think.
We got a tie right now. We got a tie 7-7. We're gonna get our power judges to vote. Damn it, David. Who gets your vote?
I mean, I have a copy of 181. I think it's a iconic cover, but unfortunately, TC. I'm going with Travis on this one. I mean, you just don't see that book, and it's just such a cool cover, and it's such an awesome. I mean, as a Stan Lee fan, just finding books from that era, and before he was Stan Lee, he was actually just Stan Lee. It's awesome. So I'm going with Travis.
Okay, that makes
That's
it
all I got. I don't know what else.
9-7 right now in favor of Travis. Patrick, who gets your vote?
Yeah. So that's the first time I've ever seen Travis look mean.
He's not mean. He's hot.
It was awesome. He looked intimidating when he was holding that book and just staring, mean mugging.
He really did. It really was.
Yeah. And so I'm going to vote for him on. I don't even know what book he showed. He just scared the shit out of me. I'm voting Travis.
I mean, I don't know how this was close. Honestly, we saw so many 181s, and to see this gem, like, it's like, you know what I mean?
Sunil is dying.
Wow, really?
What happened to Travis? He just got so angry so quickly.
He gets mad.
This is the closest Travis has to losing.
I lost last round, right? I mean, I got beat up last round.
He's still pissed. He lost to a damn coloring book.
Travis is.
He lost to a coloring book, man. You shitting me?
Hey, so what did I miss? My mic wasn't working.
Max, you get the vote.
You have to vote.
Oh my god.
Travis.
But even if he votes, it makes no difference.
It doesn't matter at this point.
You can either push Travis further ahead, or you can bring TC closer, but he ultimately falls short.
Either way, TC loses.
Okay, then it doesn't matter. I abstain.
I think that's the right thing to do. But what you did miss is that Travis is really angry.
Travis takes that round, and he
Power move by Matt.
Wow, that's
Right,
oh my god.
That's absolutely the right move from Max. Zero benefit to voting. Leave it be.
Knockout round 1 in the books. Travis advances into the next round.
Wow, Travis.
Before we end this and we wrap it up, who won the second book giveaway? Who was the first one to answer the correct question? Phil?
I think it was Thierry.
It was Terry. It was Terry.
I'm giving that to Jessica.
You giving that to Jessica?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you know what? No. Second person.
Thierry doesn't get it. Yeah.
The second person to say it was me, and that shouldn't count. I was the second person to say it.
No, that's
But-
Oh my God, you guys shouldn't be able to answer. Who's the third person?
But Eric
You know what?
Eric Davis, MD,
Yakuza.
I got you.
Yakuza
brother.
Doc.
I got you.
Yakuza Doc.
They don't want
takes
you
it.
to be great, Jessica.
All right.
I got you.
All right. Okay. Congratulations, Yakuza. You get the 3 Joker 1996.
Y'all just gonna deny me, huh?
Just for making the right answer. Right?
Y'all just gonna deny me.
All right. Hey, man, this was great. Had a lot of laughs. This was awesome to
That
see
was
this big
awesome.
group.
Thank
here,
you.
Right? First time out on YouTube. You know, it's going to take a little time, just like Season 1 did. Get a following, get people into the show, understand what it's all about. And hopefully we get some, you know, transplants from IG.
That was a cool show.
Understand how to sit on their couch and watch it on their TV and relax a little bit and not just swipe, you know, help with their ADD a little bit. But, you know, it's going to be a process to get viewers into the show and understand. What's up, right?
I got to teach you this line though, Dom. Dom,
What?
you got to do this. And remember to like, comment, and
Oh.
subscribe.
Please.
Like,
That's what I
comment, and subscribe. You got to come in with it, and you got to leave with it. That's
If you enjoyed
that's the new
today,
thing.
if you enjoyed today's show, please smash that like button, subscribe,
Did.
and leave a comment so we can
I
improve.
just did.
Congratulations.
Wait. You gotta tell him.
On to the next rounds.
I just
TC,
did.
you need to get bigger books, boy.
This is good, man.
It's
Those are
everyone's
big
preference
books,
on the
bro.
golden age now.
A
And,
lot.
it's tough. It's tough. You guys telling people about the golden age. You should have
Oh,
never done
trust
this.
me,
I could have
Travis.
gotten more of the golden age books before you guys started all this.
I don't trust you, Travis. Look at you smiling over there. I don't trust you, man.
All right.
That's okay. I don't have to listen to anybody's messages in the chat now. I can tell the other guys to do it. A lot of crazy stuff
Congratulations
going
to the
on in
raffle
this chat
winners.
group.
Congratulations, everyone.
It's a tough competition.
It's a tough
It's a tough competition. It's a marathon. I don't know if what Travis did was the right thing to do, but he says he's got more behind what he showed. So you better watch out for Travis in the next rounds.
Yeah.
Next round's gonna be better. I mean,
Travis gonna be in the next elite auction.
I gotta get some
You pulled
ASMs.
the
though, 'cause
W.
I gotta get back. I want to diversify a little bit, but you're gonna see some fireworks on the next show. I got some other stuff coming as well. So
Right. Well,
Wow. Jessica is in the comments already nervous.
Congratulations, man.
I feel bad. I feel bad for who faces Travis. We'll be back. We will be back next Saturday.
3 p.m.
Go ahead, T. What time are we going on?
I'm just saying, 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
That works
next
for me.
Saturday. Again, if you enjoyed the show, smash that like, subscribe, and leave us comments so we can improve. Everybody, thank you so much. Phil,
thank you.
thank you for the help, man.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you,
guys
Phil.
for putting this
Thanks,
together.
Phil.
It was really good.
Sunil, David, Max, Patrick, again, congrats. Travis, better luck next time, TC. Peace.
He
Good
just
job,
smoked
boys.
my ass, so man's amazing in my book. All good.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming for you, Travis.